Oops. Pressed the wrong part.
Did you just ask what our favorite teas were?
Yeah.
Okay, Toby might not like hearing that from me, but it's apple cinnamon.
No, I can get behind that. I'm more for a general normal tea, but if at a push, I do like the Earl Grey.
I don't like Earl Grey that much.
Actually, I'm calling me like just kind of stereotypical, but I do really enjoy jasmine tea.
I've never tried it, but I've heard it's supposed to be good.
Jasmine is
I tried it. I don't like it.
I really like jasmine. I don't think I've ever had black dragon tea. That's pretty good, if I remember correctly.
Sleep issues, seriously, rosemary tea will seriously help. Speaking of
one time
okay. Oh no, go ahead. I was going to ask Toby for my advice, but Toby, what kind of tea do you need to drink to stay awake?
Coffee.
Black.
Yeah, I know coffee. I used to drink coffee, but coffee is 90% of my acid reflux problem.
Also, tea actually has more caffeine in it than coffee.
Yeah, pound for pound. A pound of tea would have more caffeine in it than a pound of coffee beans. But there's less caffeine in a cup of tea than there is in a cup of coffee. It's one of those weird myths that aren't actually true. Or, in this case, it comes with a weird
product tea needs.
Oh, my Discord's being a little bit weird. I'm gonna reconnect to the call. Or actually, I'm still in the call. Never mind.
But yeah, for staying awake, a general black breakfast tea with an ungodly amount of sugar is the way I would go. Okay. Or a green with no sugar, no milk, just straight green tea.
I remember when I was having like a really bad cold or something, and I was just living off of ginger tea. It was really good. Like I put a little bit of like sugar and milk in it, and man, it was really good. We ran out, and it sucked.
All right. Last week's recap. Please feel free to correct me if I miss things as I go. Oops. Last time you had left. I can never remember my own town's names.
We had left Avonwall and gone to Providence.
There you go. You had left Avonwall with your cart and horses, and had bumped into some clockwork things, which you then killed. After they had, I know that's a little bit of the week before's as well, but we were kind of half finishing that last week. So we wrapped up that fight last week. You didn't find anything on them, and I believe that Thexan had told somebody else to wear the other necklace, and Merle had jumped at the chance to do so, if I'm correct.
Yep.
You then, between Thexan and Talwyn, pulled the cart to Provinport as the horses were dead from the fireball. You arrived at Provinport, and I believe you went to the blacksmith to look for somewhere to park the cart, as one of the townspeople had recommended he would have space. He then said there would be no charge if you could help with the troll issue in town. That, or just outside of town, should I say. Then, did he direct you to Opegi, or did you find her?
He directed her.
Right. You arrived at old Peggy's as I believe he told you that she would have more information on the troll situation. And you had a brief conversation with her, but I think we were wrapping up at that point, so the conversation was going to continue the following morning.
Yep, that sounds about it.
I think that's about everything that happened last time. Oh, we missed the girl. You met the girl. I forgot. You met a girl just outside of town with a small creature with her. And she seemed to have this strange notion that the adults were calling her evil and that there was something wrong there. And she also told you that her parents had brought her out here and left her here due to her being classed as evil. I think somebody investigated the little thing but didn't pinpoint exactly what he was.
We pinpointed that he was gay, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you can also pinpoint that if you look in the Discord, he's one ugly son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
He looked normal from the little profile thing. I just seen that was his head. I didn't know his head was 80% of his body weight.
You are one ugly motherfucker.
The reason I posted that was because somebody in the Sunday group was like, "Oh, from the head, I imagined him to be like 6 foot tall." I was like, "No, he's quite small. Here, let me get you a better picture." So I thought I'd post that in your side as well, in case anybody had any misconceptions of him.
I'd love to look at it, but Discord is just being weird. Like, it refuses to turn on.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna restart my phone real quick. I'm gonna restart my phone.
Oh, okay. Also, I think you asked old Peggy for where the...
I'll be right back.
Alright. Where the local tavern was, and she told you not to stay there. It wasn't very safe. And that she would offer you her cottages, but unfortunately she had just filled them. And I believe
sounds about right.
That's where we left with you going to decide where you were going to rest up for the night. So that is where we will pick up from. Also, a major thing that I did forget to tell you, and because I haven't put her counter on the screen, probably people, Susan has been with you this whole time.
Oh, good.
I completely forgot. No. She has been with you this whole time. During fights, she's been hidden, otherwise known as I forgot. Are you fighting your chocolate again?
Yes. I've now finished half the bar. I'm now putting it back in the outer wrapper, which is paper rather than the aluminum foil inner wrapper, which is a lot less. Well, the paper wrapper is a lot less rebellious.
Yes, they did totally. They adopted someone as well. You both did it pretty much at the same time, actually.
What did we do?
You've adopted Susan, and the Sunday group have adopted someone called Robert, who's an apprentice wizard. So you've both taken people under your wing.
Mm-hmm.
And they also still alive, so...
Huh?
Susan is still alive.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Susan is still alive. The other one should be, hopefully.
May or may not be alive.
They died. They might be back now if the hags can be trusted, which I'm sure they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hags are definitely known for their reliability and for not playing evil tricks on people.
Yep.
Shh, it'll be fine. All right, so I will open the floor to all.
Again, that's why I like to throw things you don't know at the players in my game.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have all these preconceptions about what things are and aren't evil.
True, very true.
But let's not talk about my game.
Yeah, I will leave it open to where you want to stay for the night.
What I miss?
We're talking about the reliability of hags.
Right. What? Like, just give me a quick rundown of all that I missed while I was restarting my phone.
That and banter.
Alright.
Actually, speaking of, let's see. Can I divine sense if Peggy is... Oh, that was to the DM. That was not my intentions. I don't want to whisper this. Can I sense whether actually Peggy is at least a fae? Oh, wait, it doesn't detect fae. Damn it. Well, I can tell if she's celestial, demon, or undead at least.
Of any celestial, and it's within 60 feet. Okay.
Well, she's in my face in Texanastra's face right now.
I'm
so
just looking for anything because that would cover outside the building as well.
And the party you're with.
True.
From Peggy, you get nothing under the celestial fiend or undead.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice too late that this doesn't detect fae. But yeah, anything outside?
60 feet, 60 feet. Let me do some measuring. Give me a minute. Kind of gives away that there is if I'm measuring, doesn't it? But, you know.
Well, there is something. Whether I sense it or not is something else.
Yes, you would, actually. Because this one is fair.
What would I sense?
Oh, would that fall under that, though? I don't know if it would. It doesn't say... If it doesn't say he is, then he's not, is he? If it doesn't say undead on his thing, then he's not.
If he's not undead, then he shouldn't be undead?
Well, in that case, then I guess not. But I would class him as undead, but it doesn't, so I guess not.
Okay, now I'm curious, but since Texanostras doesn't sense him, I won't act on that information. Even though it pains me.
Sorry. It's just it's a really, you'll know when you see it. It's a strange one because to me he is, but he doesn't state that he is, so I guess
Bob goddamn followed us.
Oh, doesn't not to swing a sword, let alone follow us.
Track you down. One thing I will mention that as you're discussing where you're going to be sleeping for the night, around Peggy's hut, you will see 7 skulls with candles on them, all lit.
As you do.
Dotted around the lining of the wall. And then there's potion ingredients and things like that on shelves. And if you want to look any further at that stuff, I'll ask for perception checks. If you're not that interested, then just continue on your way.
Actually, skull candles would pique his interest.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go outside, though, did we ask Peggy what she recommended?
I don't believe you did, no.
Can we?
Yes, you can. Yes.
We should camp outside of town, not go to the tavern.
She said you shouldn't go out to the tavern. She didn't recommend camping outside that I remember.
She'll say, just out of town, maybe, but don't push too far, because that's where the trolls are, and they tend to lumber around at night, and might stumble across you, but right by the gates, you should be fine. Or she looks and goes, I don't usually have people stay, but if there's no other option, you can stay here.
Seems safer than braving the wilds, though we are quite used to sleeping on the dirt outside, so if we are allowed to set up our bedrolls, we should be comfortable enough.
Yes, there's enough space in here for me to still get along with my stuff and for you to rest up. So, and then she kind of just quickly turns around and goes, "Don't make a habit of this, though, mind. This isn't a free-for-all."
We will look for better accommodations in the morning, if they are to be had.
For perceptions, Alka, you notice a lot of ingredients, books, a lot of different stuff that you know.
He was looking at skulls.
Oh, okay. The skulls in particular?
Yeah.
They look human.
Fair enough.
Talon, the potion ingredients are all very common. Nothing that you think, wait, that's something to make a potion that is quite powerful. It's all very common. Things for healing potions, vial of acid, things like that. Eliza, you can see a lot of books, because I'm assuming that would draw your attention the most. A lot of spell and potion books. You notice that there's like bookmarks sticking out of a lot of the potion books, and given your nature section as well, you will notice a lot of jars with claws and different. Again, you can see them as potion ingredients, but these are more not of the herbal kind. And then on the very end of the shelf, you notice an eyeball in liquid that's kind of looking around.
Is it actively looking around?
Currently, yes.
Okay. Texanastras will peer into the jar and says, Lady Peggy, it seems your eyeball isn't quite as dead as it might need to be.
She looks over and goes, that, yes. Well, means there's undead around here somewhere.
Then it's a good thing we're not camping out in the wild.
Yes, it tends to stay still when they're not around, but when they are, it'll flicker about like that. Yes, someone delivered it to me. Apparently in exchange for... what was it now? She kind of starts mumbling to herself something about, I don't know, resurrecting some boy or something. They had to deliver that to me, and in exchange, she would resurrect their fallen comrade, I believe.
So, someone other than you is resurrecting this comrade?
Yes. Did they say it was...
Such powers are beyond you, or...?
I choose not to mess with the dead.
Sounds wise.
Once it's dead, if your time has come for you to pass, then you should unfortunately accept that fate.
As sad as it is, I tend to agree.
Yeah.
Circle of life. All of that.
Exactly. It's not natural to interfere with death.
Yes, well, I certainly would agree with the latter part of that statement. Those that refuse to accept death tend to become a lot of trouble for the living.
Yes. Which is why I'm actually
some
very grateful for
company
that.
friends excluded. Either way, thank you for your hospitality, Lady Peggy, and we will be setting up our bedrolls.
All right.
Presently.
She will just kind of pod off over here and start kind of mumbling to herself about. It sounds like she's mumbling about ingredients and other things.
So I know she said no tavern, but could we go there like just quickly, get like one drink, leave, come back?
Let's investigate the troubles at the tavern once we've slept.
I sleep better with a drink.
I'm sure that if you ask Lady Peggy nicely, she would pour you one, gracious host that she is.
Yeah, but how many eyeballs are going to be in it, though?
To be fair, I've had a few drinks that contained eyeballs, which were quite tasty.
I'd rather not.
You don't know what you're missing.
Are there any rugs? Specifically bear ones. Are there any bear rugs?
No, there are not.
Oh.
And no, I can't turn into a bear to make a rug for you.
Yeah, he literally read my mind.
I can't remember if I explained this to Monday or Sunday's group, but this is like a personal well.
I thought it was the bathtub.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's stretched vertically, so yeah, it does kind of look like a bathtub just in the middle of the room.
Maybe she likes taking baths.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, I apologise for anyone that has OCD, and because that bottom shelf is crooked, and it drives me nuts. But I wasn't going to remake the map again because I made this for myself. And after I saw it, I was like, "Oh, fuck!"
Until you mentioned it, I hadn't noticed. It bothers me.
I've noticed, but I never said anything about it.
I'm with Toby, except that even though I do see that it's crooked, it still doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't really mind that kind of thing either.
Just look at the top half, Toby. That's perfectly symmetrical and all lined up to fit each other. There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Just don't look at the bottom. As you're all going about your business, settle down for the night and talking amongst yourself, suddenly you'll just hear an almighty crash, and she'll just go, "Damn it! God, stupid chest."
Anything we can assist you with?
This chest. I have some shelves on the inside of the lid, and every time I try and make it work, the shelves keep collapsing. Everything gets mixed up and smashed. And
is it a strength thing or a finesse thing?
I would say more a finesse thing, as it's kind of a small shelf inside the lid.
Well, Elcar and Merle are quite dexterous. Maybe they can help you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go up and try and see what's going on.
Alright. You can see that, yeah, if you want to help as well, if Elka wants to help, then anything done up her will be with advantage then as well. It looks like she's not that great, and it looks like she's got some old bent nails and just tried to ram them in there to hold the shelf in place. You can distinctly see why the shelf is not being held in place.
Alright.
She looks at you both and goes, "Well, what do you need to sort it out?"
Some nails that aren't at an angle, maybe?
Well, how on earth are they going to fit in the lid if they're not at an angle?
Or maybe not bent.
You saying
I mean,
my
I
nails
don't know
are no
my
good?
woodworking. Well, I don't know my woodworking, but I don't think that's how nails are supposed to work.
Huh. She just kind of mutters to herself and heads over here. She goes, "I'm sure I've got some straighter nails somewhere." And as she comes back, she goes, "Well, they always start off straight, but after I put them on the shelf, they always end up crooked. Watch." And she'll just literally get her hand and start bashing this nail until it kind of holds a little bit and bends. You will also notice for an old lady, she's quite powerful in hitting that nail with her hand.
Yeah.
How else do you hit nails?
Nailed it.
She'll look at you a little confused and go, "Should it?"
Also, Endor, for the sake of the viewers, try to speak up rather than type.
Yeah, just with like roleplay, I've always been kind of more comfortable typing. Sorry. I'm just more used to typing.
But yeah, she has bought you some straighter nails, and after showing you how they apparently bend when she whacks them with her hand, she hands them over to both of you and goes, "Well, it seems like you know better than me."
Anyone got a hammer? Or anything that can be used as a hammer?
Just holds up a fist. It's just like...
I'd rather not.
Would my flail aid you?
Yeah, I was thinking either that or the handle of my dagger, but I don't want to mess up my dagger. I'd rather mess up your mace. Yeah, give it here.
A flail.
Same thing, give it here.
Except there's a length of chain between the head and the handle.
It's the same thing, give it here.
I think they're very different.
It hits things, doesn't it? Give it here.
Go ahead, Alka. You said something there.
Okay.
No, he was just saying, he was just kind of like, just saying like, he thinks they're different.
Texanosaurus lends Merly his flail.
Alright, then I'll try and use the handle of the flail as kind of a makeshift hammer then.
I thought you were actually going to try to hit things with the head.
That was
Just spin it around and go. All it does is just make a massive dent in the side of the.
I think she's more worried about hitting herself in the face with it, otherwise she probably would try that.
Yes, Talon, your sister's the potion maker, right? Or the... Yeah?
Well, she... Wizard / potion maker.
Right. She deals with magical things, so probably has a stash of stuff. Yes. It would be something, if not for ingredients and potions, definitely for things for like when she's made healing potions or magical things like that. You'd have seen something like this before, only done a lot better.
I know who would have done that, or at least what their speciality was.
As in, who would have made the chest?
Yeah, like a carpenter or an artificer or somebody else that would have made the chest.
It would It would be a carpenter, but you can see that this chest is just a chest, and the extra shelf Peggy's actually made on herself. Rather than it coming, the ones you saw back at home looked like they had this installed when they arrived. This is very much a fact of there's crooked nails holding it in, and it's at a slant, and yeah.
Miss Peggy, I recommend a custom-made chest for that shelf. The workings of it require some skill.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take much skill to bash a nail in and keep a piece of wood there, surely.
No, but engineering, making sure it works as intended, requires foresight and planning.
She'll look and go, well, I mean, if you know somebody, maybe we can get one.
Do I remember any of the carpenters that worked in my family's house?
Make me a history check. Yes, you do.
I will name the first one that comes to mind.
Alright, and she'll say, is he, do I need to travel to him? Does he travel here?
Send him word, he'll come to you on a commission.
Huh. Well, that sounds quite good. It gives me a proper shelf.
That's good, but he's not cheap.
I'm sure, given what I do here, I'm sure that I'll be able to afford it. Might hold up better than these stupid nails that bend. She's very insistent that these nails are faulty.
Problem.
But yeah, how is the shelf looking so far?
You and Elka are working on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll me things. Let me see what though. Roll me things. Just roll everything off the sheet. Huh? Go on, Twain.
Wouldn't it be a strength check since it's a hammer and nail in?
So dexterity for not bending the nail.
That's what I was thinking more so. It takes a little bit more of a precision rather than because she's just going out with brute force as well, and that's what's causing the issue. That she's just whacking it with all her strength.
Sleight of hand?
I was actually thinking along that line, yeah.
Just to like hit it at the right angle and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Sleight of hand with advantage then because Elkar is helping you, or vice versa. If Elkar is rolling, then advantage because Melee's helping you, whichever way around you'd like to do it.
It gave me the flails, so I presume, unless you want to do it, Elkar.
I mean, you could switch. I could hammer it in.
So what's that? I can't hear.
You can hammer it in.
Okay. You can do that then if you want.
Alright, so dexterity check?
Sleight of hand, please.
With advantage.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I do have my dexterity maxed out. So.
I can see that.
Yeah, I have a +5 to my dexterity, and then I'm actually proficient in sleight of hand, so I get a +11 to sleight of hand.
That's not proficiency, that's expertise.
Well, same flavor.
That's even more, yeah.
So proficient, I'm an expert. But yeah, I could pick someone's, like, clothes off of them, and they wouldn't even realize. I've maxed out my Skyrim pickpocketing.
Yeah,
What?
it's definitely a lot straighter than it was before, and it's gonna hold up. How long? You're not sure because it's still nailed into the shelf rather than carpentry fitted properly, but it's gonna hold. And she'll just look at it and go, huh. Well, some of these nails in this bag apparently are faulty and others aren't. And she'll just walk over to the window and throw the packet of nails out the window.
Didn't we only, like, hammer one nail in?
I'm assuming you were doing both.
Alright, yeah.
Hey, Peggy, for no reason, are you going to be using that chair over there?
The one by the fire?
At any point? Yeah.
Well, yes, that's my chair. That's where I sleep.
Yeah, you're going to be using the entire... Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll find somewhere else to sleep.
There's plenty of room on the floor of it.
Yeah, but...
Sleep on the floor all the time. And now that you've both fixed it, she thanks you and starts putting the things back onto the shelf.
And then it immediately falls apart again. Just because. It just wanted to.
Does anyone else want to do anything before you sleep for the night?
Other than my usual exercise routine, no.
Offer if anyone wants a shower, I can help with that. And Tyrone basically lean against the bathtub / well.
Did my Discord crap out again? Because I don't hear anyone.
Well, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just like the green rings were coming up, so I thought people were like talking, but I couldn't hear other people.
Oh no.
I might have been a bit quiet. Tauron offers if anyone wants a shower, he can provide one and just stands next to the well.
Alfred's gonna take him up on that offer. It's like more out of curiosity than anything.
Tauron will just stick his face into the water, suck up a full chunk of water, and then just like hose Elcar down.
Yeah, that freaks him out a little bit. He did not expect that.
Better being covered in mud, right?
Yeah. You know, just mucusy, water.
Hey, I keep my trunk clean. Thank you, sir.
Peggy will then look and go, oh, well, we were going to have this discussion in the morning because you were leaving, but I might as well tell you more of the situation now instead. Then you can just head off in the morning.
Sounds like a good idea.
And she kind of looks and goes, now, I can't remember how much I told you, otherwise known as Slayer doesn't remember how much he told you. But it's 4 trolls troubling the area, and they've all got different powers. You know, normal trolls, they'll just bite and hit you, and, you know, they've got that healing that they can do. But these are different. Very different.
How come?
They've been warped and twisted by, well, spells or magic or somebody. I've not seen anything like it. And here might be actually the way I'll explain why I think this one should be classed as undead. She goes on to say, one of them is all of its flesh just rotting away, falling off. But when I take the eye close to him, nothing. So he's clearly not undead.
And yet your eye detects some other undead influence.
Yes, when I bring it back here.
How far does your eye perceive?
It's usually, mechanically it is 120 feet.
Okay. So further than even my blessed senses.
Mm-hmm. But yes, they've been causing trouble of going in and out of towns, scaring merchants off, and well, there's the other thing that's scaring other people off, but we'll deal with one thing at a time.
Yes.
Do you know about any? Because when we were outside town, we saw this weird little creature thingy talking to a kid. Do you know what that is? Little black thingy with weird eyes and ears and just look weird.
Ah, yes, that'll be a boggle.
What's a boggle?
It's a small creature that likes to how do I put it? Take children under its wing and influence them to cause mischief.
Well, it almost influenced one to try and stab me. That's a bit more mischief.
I have a funny feeling that might not have been its influence. Children.
Dangerous?
Not can be. More
like to the kid specifically?
Huh?
Like to the kid specifically?
They're just something's not right with them. And I try my best to keep them on track, but like I say, I can only do so much. And eventually, they seem to become more and more, I guess, corrupt is the right word to use here.
That is unfortunate. Some children simply do not respond to a soft hand, but I can understand the trepidation of using a firm one.
She will look over to Alcar when he asks what are the coins for. I can speak to them through the coins. Yes, that's how I keep in touch with them. Or try to. I have a funny feeling that the same thing that turned these trolls into whatever abominations they are now is the same goings on that's happening to the children.
Well, hopefully if we eradicate the source, then the children should be more easily dealt with.
There is the 4 trolls outside of town, but then there's the one that lives further out. I wouldn't recommend facing him without the right equipment. He's very dangerous.
What kind of equipment would you recommend?
Defensive, anything to defend yourself. He everyone that's managed to survive him, if any, have come back with multiple scratches across them, saying that he turns into a whirlwind of claws, and everything around him that's in its way just falls. Now, obviously, I don't know how true that is. You know, after seeing a horror like that, the mind does exaggerate things. But what I gather from that is that he's much more powerful than the others.
Yes, well, I'm reasonably well armored myself, but can't say that for all my companions.
What others?
Sorry, say that again?
What others?
Others?
You mentioned that he hits hard, but not like others.
Hang on, I missed that again. Let me,
Well, so did I. I think it's Toby's connection.
Ah, okay.
Either my connection or it's my jaw being funny.
Oh, okay.
I'm still a bit from jaw muscle being weird.
Right.
I'm fairly sure it's the connection, though.
I'm on mobile. Like, it should be clear.
It is clear again now. It had a bit of a hiccup back then, but it's definitely clear again now.
You mentioned others.
Mm-hmm.
Who are those?
The others that face the trolls, or the others that are staying in the cottages?
Either or.
Well, the ones that are staying in the cottages have also agreed to try and help with the troll situation. Adventuring sorts, kind of like you. In fact, I think there's the same number of them too. And then the others that went and braved the troll further out, well, they used to be parents to children in the town, and they thought killing it would solve their problems with their child. Unfortunately, in the end, they decided that they could no longer keep the child. And, yes. Yeah, and one of them returned, and there was, I think there was 6 of them that went up, and only one returned, claiming that it was a 3-headed monster that just pelted them down in a whirlwind of claws.
Then we rest up and investigate.
She turns to Tara and goes, I would take out the others first, maybe. It will at least stop them ambushing you on your way to the bigger threat, or even showing up during the fight.
Sounds prudent.
Cut off the arms before taking the master. I get it.
The others, although powerful, I think a group like yourselves can take him. Or them. The one up further out, I wouldn't like to say. But yes, that's the situation at the moment. Now, whether the troll out further out is the one that's causing this with the children, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a logical thing to assume, but I haven't found any other reasons.
Well, if these trolls are about as intelligent as trolls are generally purported to be, then we cannot expect much logic from them to begin with.
One of them, she'll say as you say that. The others, not so much. The shiny one, very ghostly looking. He's smart. The others are as standard trolls that come.
Well, thank you for the warning, certainly. I have talked our way out of some trouble with trolls before, but it might sound that this shiny one might not be as easily duped.
Yes, I tried to talk to him once, but it was hard to communicate with him. I don't speak giant, so he got one of his goblin minions to pass the message on to me. So I think a lot of things were lost in translation a little.
Yes, well, it is a shame that he does not speak common. I'm not sure if any of our party speak giant to begin with.
Not unfortunately.
Nope. I don't write a lot of songs.
Because generally the songs consist of hit it till it's dead. It's dead. It's a very short song.
Well, if they hit it rhythmically.
True. Well, unless there's any more questions, I'll let you sleep.
Thank you.
I could do with some.
All right.
Next level, then I can speak giant. But not this level.
Next level may be too late.
Yeah.
You may no longer need it. Who knows?
You may not be alive by next level.
We'll
Also
find
that
out.
too. Alright, if nobody wants to do anything, we will skip over to the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And morning will come around, and you will see that Peggy has put there's no table, so Peggy has put a rug out and put a bunch of food on it.
A rug?
Yes, a rug.
A rug, yes.
That's a shame.
And she'll say that should keep you going for the morning at least.
What did she put out?
All manner of different things that you would find for different races for breakfast. I'm not 100% certain what all of those things are, but yeah, it's a lot of different types of things, and for anyone that isn't human and such like that, your food of your race that you would normally have is there as well.
Well, as long as there's plenty of meat.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Whatever your preferred food is, she seems to have nailed it on the head.
Is the meat responsibly sourced?
Do you ask Peggy that?
Yes.
Well, it was an old cow that had stopped giving milk, and an old pig that was nearly past its prime.
I will take some bacon and a steak as well.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone do anything else while they're eating, or once they've finished eating? And what is your plan for the day?
First, I think we should scout the town out a bit and get to know the lay of the land before we make any far-reaching plans. So, as Eliza mentioned, the town tavern is not recommended for anything. It might be prudent to know why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the tavern.
It might not be as boisterous as you'd like this early in the morning.
Yeah, it's still got drink.
Oh wait, you want a shower? Could you spray water across everyone?
Well, I mean, I didn't, but I have now.
If we're going to be meeting the public, we should at least smell vaguely good.
Never stopped me before.
Fortunately, I do not sweat, so my body odor isn't as rank as some mammals. Either way, let's proceed into town and see what we have to deal with.
Alright. I will just use, as I did before, one token to represent where you are, so that we're not filling up the whole map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you leave, again you see these cottages, which you can assume are the ones that Peggy was referring to as where she usually puts people up. Do you want to go that way or that way?
Since we came this way, I suppose we should go this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of town we haven't seen before.
Alright. Actually, I should use one that you guys could control, shouldn't I? That would be logical. Use the one that somebody's here to control. There you go. Now you should be able to move yourself.
Alright then, fellows. Let's head onwards.
As you get about there, you can distinctly see this on the corner. Looks to be a tavern, given the sign outside that says it's called the Leaping Deer, and you can see it's a little swinging sign on the outside of the door, and you can see that in the distance there. As you come to about here, to the side of the road here, you will see two children, and they have a grown man pinned down, and they're just repeatedly stabbing him.
Okay, well, in that case, the Xanostas would intervene and simply pick them up both by their neck and hold them off.
Mm-hmm. As you try... go on.
To the man and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. So he will be... Oh, very nice. Okay. While they're kind of at your arm's length, they're desperately trying to turn around and stab their knife into you, but I'm sure you're holding them in a way that they wouldn't be able to do so.
Well, they'd have to reach around, and since I'm holding them at the back of their neck, they would have to reach round, and then their arms have to be longer than mine. So
right,
that would be quite difficult if they are actual normal children.
Mm-hmm. But they're certainly giving it their best attempt to try and injure you. You have the man looks still fairly badly beaten up, but he's certainly stabilized and he's not going to pass away. And he is looking a little shook up.
All right, friend.
Other than still living in this town, yes, I suppose so.
Now then, what's the reason for this accosting of this man?
He's evil.
Yes, well, being a paladin, I will be the judge of that.
And the other one will say, and if you stop us, you're evil too.
Fortunately, paladins are able to detect evil and good. I think.
Yes, I believe so.
So I will, yes, cleric and paladin. So I will say that I prepared that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I will actually cast detect evil and good. Remove compatible.
Is that a range or specific target?
One moment, I still need to put it in my...
I believe it's an area of effect.
Okay.
I think so too, yes. Yeah,
right.
30 feet. This one is, it's aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
Ah, okay. Okay. Let me just check on my thing to see if they fall into that. I believe he does. Yes. Okay. Well, and it's a 30 foot. Okay. So that would be across to there, across to there. Okay. You pick up on Faye here.
No, sorry, my character sheet is in the way.
and it detects whether... Does it detect if something's... what else does it do? Where the creature is located. You know, if there's a... It doesn't... It's called Detect Evil and Good, but it doesn't state that it picks up on evil.
Well, one assumes that aberrations, fiends, and undead are evil.
Yeah.
And elementals have tendencies to be, if not evil, then at least destructive.
Oh, okay. So...
And Fate aren't exactly good either.
Right. But it wouldn't...
They tend to be...
Sorry, go on.
It wouldn't... Yeah, either they're illogical and tricksy or straight up evil. And it would tell me if things have been desecrated or not.
Right. But it wouldn't tell... It wouldn't tell you if a mind had been corrupted by something.
If it's magically corrupted, I would assume so. Assume that it would count as being magically desecrated.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. In that case, then the two children most definitely show up as corrupted. And you also see where the X's are. Those are 4 Fey creatures.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's a good thing that I can tell evil from good, and I can tell you this man is not evil. Your accosting of him brings evidence quite to the contrary.
He is evil. You don't know that he's evil because you're evil.
I'm gonna push the man away, like help him to his feet and push him away and just shout, "Run!" And like point it towards dashing through the city, trying to get to the town square.
Sorry, say that last bit again.
I'm gonna basically push him between the houses.
Okay.
And at the town square and say, "Get there, run!"
He kind of does a half kind of limping run and goes as fast as he can.
I'm just going to turn to the 2 kids and just trumpet as loud as I can with my trunk.
Okay.
So they're bad.
I didn't understand that, Toby. Sorry.
If they're bad, they're bad. So I pushed the old man away, told him to run, and I'm turning to the 2 kiddos.
Yes, well, these 2 have been corrupted by some malign influence, so they should be put somewhere where they cannot harm themselves or others. I'm fairly certain that these children did not choose to become corrupted, though if they did, that bodes very ill. Can I attempt to Bud Spencer head knock them both out?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to roll for that, or are you going to give me that?
Given your size over them, I don't think that it's going to have a chance to fail, so there'll be no roll on that one.
Okay, so yeah, I knocked them with their heads together in effort to knock them both unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they stop struggling now.
Yep, and they kind of just slump to the floor.
Mm-hmm. Master Talon and Merle and Eliza, do you have any suggestions what to do with these children to put them out of harm's way?
Take them to a temple, maybe? I'm not the greatest on...
No. Is there a temple in town? That's a good question.
when you walked up this way, you didn't see one. Hang on, I'm on the wrong tool, sorry. I'm not on the pinging tool. When you walked up that way, you didn't see one, and you haven't seen one along here just yet either.
Eliza, Merle, could you two be so kind as to run up to Lady Peggy and ask her if there is a temple in town?
Yeah, I don't.
Alright. You head back to... Do you both head back to Peggy?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, you arrive back at Peggy's and she goes, "You haven't killed the trolls already, surely?"
No, but there were some kids stabbing a guy out there, so one of our ones knocked him out. So do you know where we can take him so they don't end up hurting themselves?
Well, I suppose you could bring them here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you can bring them here. Is that all?
Yeah.
Huh.
Then yeah, we'll go back to have a good one.
Do you relay the message? Do you take the children?
Yeah, tell them once we get back there, yeah.
Okay, well, Thixanastras will go back to Peggy's. Does she register as aberration, elemental, or fey? Because I couldn't detect those last night.
Let me check. Yes, she does. She is fey.
I feared as much. No, it doesn't tell me what kind of fey. Actually, did Talron also and everyone follow me back?
Yes. Talron would have hold both of the kids, one over each shoulder, and followed Texan.
Well, Thixanastras would be able to carry at least one of them himself. Anyway,
but would hold tight.
True. Lady Peggy, forgive me for being presumptuous, but you register as one of the Fae.
She'll look and go, "I'm not sure what you're talking about."
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Let me actually
As you may have noticed, I am a paladin, and I am able to sense otherworldly beings to be the aberration, celestial, elemental, fiend, undead, or, as yourself, of the Fae.
And if your claims are as you say they are, what of it?
I would ask you to reveal your true form.
I really don't think you want that.
I do.
Will you, I assume you're going to force me?
If you refuse, then we have lost any and all reason to trust you. So, if you want to help with your troll problem,
she'll look.
Leave the implication hanging. You leave the implication hanging in the air,
and go. If I reveal my true form, the trolls will be the least of your problems. You don't want that. Just the same as the rest of them. Don't ask questions, and everything will be fine.
I'm afraid it is in the nature of myself and my order to ask questions.
Well, if you really want to take on my true form, then I'll reveal it. But I warned you. And she will change to her true form when I go to my right layer. I don't know if people would know what it is. Because
I know she's a hag, and I'm not going to look her up, so I know I've seen her in my books, but I will receive the urge to look them up.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that token is, it looks like something out of Red Dwarf.
I don't remember how to make it bigger for you. There you go.
There we go.
Okay, the smaller version made it look like it had 2 heads.
It technically has 4. Only one of it is alive.
Oh.
And on that assumption that she is, unless you're all going to run away, she will attack. So I would say that is turn order.
It would be turn order time. Again, I will very much try to resist to look up what an Anis hag is. Just a small heads up, I have about 45 minutes left before I need to go to bed because of my early shift tomorrow.
Alright, we will probably wrap up, depending on how this fight goes, either near the end of this fight or after this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is everybody. Yes. Let me put it into that one. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Starting off with Merle.
Right, okay. I'm gonna try and cast Dash Insidious Laughter on her.
Okay, go ahead. And that's a wisdom save. 20.
That'll pass.
Alright.
And I will go over here. Actually, let me measure that. And I use a bonus action to give Vex and Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you.
Alright.
And that's it.
Round to Talron then.
It's just going to look around the room and just shout at Susan. If there's a time to remember, it's now. and then he's going to wild shape bonus action into bear, and then step forward and attack.
All right. Oh, Toby, if I can ask you to not remove your token and just like drag it to the bottom of the map or something, when you change, so that your turn order stays on.
Apologies, I'll remember to do that next time.
It's all good. What was you were above Eliza, so what were you, 20?
For my initiative.
Huh?
20 for my initiative.
Okay. Let me put that there. Doop, doop, boop. There we go. Let me check, because I can't remember. That'll miss. That'll hit. And that is...
Clash.
Is that classed as magical?
Level 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then no. So, half.
Okay.
It's level 6 that moon druids get magical animal weapons.
Yeah. And that's Talon's go.
Oh, okay. Alright. Eliza.
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Okay, nice.
Always a good thing.
Oh, very nice.
And starting off with a crit, well done.
Where do you want to put that? Because you can actually pick the space. So Ellen can show you, the targets can show you the drawing tool. And you can mark where you want to put it then. There you go, perfect. Alright. Perfect. And then roll that damage. Nice. Okay. And that is magical.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I'm still on the draw.
Do you care to show us her health bar?
I would. If I... Now that I'm aware that you can't see it, it would be very helpful. There you go. Save. Perfect. You should see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me minus that new health off. So that is 9. Alright. Anything else? Any movement or anything?
Well,
Oh,
this is
shit,
bonus. Yeah, go ahead, because this was a bonus action. You can still do your action if you want to shoot. That's very much possible.
Yeah, shoot at the one, like.
Alright. Sharpshooter or none?
Yeah, I'll do sharpshoot.
Alright. Go ahead and roll, and we'll minus the 5 off the roll. Until I'll get that set up for you for next week, so that you can just click on it. That's a miss.
Ooh.
That's an unfortunate miss.
Okay, that's it.
Alright. It's turn. Talon, are you classed as a large or smaller creature?
Currently large.
If you're large or smaller, so yes, okay.
I'm a large.
Okay.
You're a big boy.
She will grab you and try and crush you. Uh, 15.
Contested athletics or strength?
I believe it's a hit attack.
Grappled.
Huh?
15 hits. Yes, so I'm grappled.
Alright. Oh, Jesus. That's...
Oh, I take 30 damage?
Yes, I did not realise she crushed that hard.
Hang on.
I'm going to quickly tweak that. I thought I've tweaked everything else on her. Let me tweak that to what it should have been. Because, yeah. That's a little excessive. Give me a minute. I thought I'd already fixed that. So it is that instead. I don't want it doing that much. It's that. Oh yeah. There you go.
Alright. Okay, I'm good.
I can't make attacks while grappling this creature in this way, so she can't do anything else for her turn, I don't think. Does she take anything else for doing that? No, just that she can't attack. Okay. Right. And you take that damage again at the... Well, a reroll of that damage on the start of her turn again. Thexan.
Okay, I will move up. I will bring out my new shiny magic morning star.
Mm-hmm.
And try to hit her with a spiky ball of death.
Alright. That'll miss.
11. That will miss, but I will use one charge of the copper amulet.
Okay. Which will...
So that will turn into an 18, I think?
Should be 12 with your level plus 5 from your strength, so a 17, which will still hit.
Okay. I don't only have one charge, but still, let's do this for 15 piercing damage.
Nice.
Magical.
Right.
And let's throw a smite on that as well.
Is she vulnerable to that? No, okay.
For 15 extra radiant damage.
Nice.
And since I am going to go whole ham on this first try, I will also do Inspiring Smite.
Mm-hmm.
Give Talrun 8 temporary hit points and myself 7.
Nice.
Oh, I should put the this on Inspiring Smite as well.
Nice, yeah.
As I now, because we are now using the official Paladin of Glory.
Anything else?
So yeah, that's 30. I do have a bonus action left, but I can't spend another spell slot. So I don't think so. No. Well, that's still 30 damage in one round, plus 15 temporary HP to people. So I'm quite pleased with myself. This is also the first time that my undead smite is lower than my actual normal smite.
Yes, it is actually. It very much is. Alright, round to Merly.
So she's grappled Talon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and use Phantasmal Force to basically make Talon look as intimidating as possible.
Okay.
Make his teeth look longer, his eyes glowing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'll try that. So she's making an intelligence save.
Alright. Where's her thing? She fails.
Yep.
Takes 3 as Talwyn now looks more intimidating to her, and she can't seem to get that vision out of her head very easily. Anything else?
Check. No, that is it.
Alright. Talon.
Question. If I'm grappled and they're feared of me, are we balanced out to normal roll?
Because Phantasmal Force does not cause status effects. She's not feared to you. She's just suffering like a headache of pain, and she's seeing you as this more intimidating creature.
She might think that you're spiky or something.
Do I make attacks at disadvantage or normal?
Disadvantage because you're grappled. That'll miss, I'm afraid. And that one will hit. Alright.
Will roar as he connects with the claws, stand on his legs, get as tall and as big as possible, and just give the biggest roar he's got.
Slayer, technically a disadvantage is on restrained.
Oh, my apology. So that would have been a 13 on your first one, which still would have missed.
No, it would be a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been 10 anyway, yeah, because you didn't have advantage, did you? Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Talon misses with the bite, but hits with the claw, then just stands up like back legs, paws in the air, just roaring at this fool.
Check what else grapple does in case I'm missing anything else. Just the fact that you can't move. Okay. That's all it is, right? Yeah. And if something pushes you like Thunderwave, you're both held together. Okay.
We're stuck.
Right.
Glued until one of us breaks it.
Right. But you don't suffer any disadvantage, just no movement speed. Okay. Eliza.
I'll use Commander.
Okay.
And I'll tell her to drop.
Right. And that's a saving throw of what, sorry? Wisdom. 22. As she just turns to you and goes, "You can't command me." Anything else?
I'll use my spiritual weapon.
Uh-huh. That'll miss, I'm afraid.
Okay, that's all.
Alright. You take the damage this turn, so I'll re-roll it. And, ooh, that's not to hit, thankfully. It's gonna roll the fucking crit now, so let me re-roll that again, because I don't want it to do the crit damage as well. I just want it to roll the damage for me. There we go. Because it's, I believe it's just... yes.
So I lose the bear and lose 10 HP of Talon.
Does that include your temporary hit points?
How many do I have?
8. Then you would only suffer 2 hit points damage in your Talon form, I think.
Yeah. Still not.
As you turn back, she's going to stop grappling you. Because as far as I know, that was that. So she hasn't actually taken her action because that was her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the extra damage for her still being grappled. She could then drop you in your turn and then take her action, right? Or not?
At the start of each turn. I believe the crushing is still part of the attack, but I could be wrong. If I wanted to look that up, I'd have to look up the hag myself.
Right. Okay. We'll say not then. But she has let you Would she? You've just turned back and she's...
I turned back and she would crush me.
Yeah, so she's going to keep a hold on you then.
And then the bear turns Talon, so I'd still be grappled as Talon and she could crush.
Right. But she's already done that this turn, so she can't do anything else now with her attack, so that was her turn. Thexan, round to you.
Okay, I will expend my inspiration, which I had from the last session, I believe. And I will try to hit her with my Morning Star again with advantage.
Okay. That'll
27. 13 piercing damage. And I will... is she dead?
No.
No, then I will pour on another smite.
Alright.
For 12 extra damage.
As she collapses to the floor, as that damage hits her, about 3 or 4 seconds past of her just lying there, and then you notice one of the candles blow out, and she stands back up again, and looks like you've done nothing to her at all. And she just laughs and goes, "You really think I was going to die that easy? Now, are you willing to talk deals, or are you going to carry on this foolish game?"
Well, I simply asked to see your true form, and it's you who attacked us. But if you're willing to negotiate, then we'll negotiate.
Alright. I think we're running out of time there.
I can still go for half an hour.
Okay. She'll look around to the party and go, "Do you want to negotiate with me in this form, or shall I change to a more pleasing sight?"
Either's fine with me.
I bargain with what is than what you want to be.
Then, for the sake of any children arriving, I shall return to my original form. My disguised form, should I say. Okay. Yeah, she'll then say, "Well, you've realized who I am now, and you've also probably linked a lot of other things to me.
Is it your influence that drives these children to attack the adults of this village?"
Of course it is. The coins are the key, and why wouldn't I when I have such a prime opportunity to do so?
I see. And what are these trolls to you?
They work for me.
And then why send us to weed them out? Are you hoping we'd throw ourselves at them and destroy ourselves?
You purge. Well, back you.
Sorry?
Talon, with a hint of remembrance, remembers something his dad said that was, "You purge those that don't believe your course of action."
It wasn't more so that I expected you to fail, but I was hoping that you'd assume that this was the problem and then be on your way once it was dealt with. I can get many other amount of trolls to serve under me, so it was a small cost to pay. So, I suppose you're not just going to walk away quietly? I'm assuming you would like something in exchange, or for me to do something for you. I can offer you many things.
Such as?
Well, you tell me what you want or what you need, and I'll see what I can do. And in exchange, you'll leave me to do what I want here.
Hold on while I check my notes, please.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that I have not taken enough notes.
If it's something you want to try and remember and you can't remember yourself, you could do a history for it, and
yeah.
we can go from there.
What was our original mission here? Because we were trying to find out why this town is being murdered left, right, and center, I believe, but we already know that.
Right, so you will remember what Lola had told you. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, no other town knows that anything dodgy is going on here.
Yeah.
All centered rumors on this specific town.
Lola will. You'll remember that Lola told you. Originally, there was rumors of things going on in this town, but way back then, she didn't find anything at all. And it's only recently that things have started to. People have started to disappear, die, and rumors say that it was a flying bat-like creature, strange man. It was very vague descriptions of many different creatures that it could have been.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, let's go this right path. Well, as you are aware, people of my order are looking for valuable magical items. Surely you have one of those in your possession?
She'll look over and go, yes, that's simple enough. Take that jar. And
The one with the eye?
Yes.
You have any others on offer, or simply this one?
What is it going to give me?
You know that I am of a military order. I was looking something in more of that line. If you have that on offer.
She will look and say yes, if it means you shall keep your silence and allow me to continue here, I will find something for you. Otherwise known as I will need to look up some good items for you. But yes, I could dig some things up, but know that I will hunt all of you down if you do not keep your end of the bargain.
Certainly.
Yes, well, I'm assuming you're going to be in town, as I highly doubt you're going to deal with the troll problem now that you know. But if you return to me tomorrow, I'll have the items ready for you.
Very well.
And given that I need to look up some items and things, and given that I didn't expect that to go that way, which was very, very interesting, I think we can, unless someone else wants to do anything before we wrap up.
Yes, I actually do want to do something like that. Very well, then we shall take our leave.
All right. Let me pull you back to town. There you go. Alright, what is everyone doing as you all leave after now realizing that old Peggy was a hag?
Thexanastras will ask Talrun, do you have enough reserves to assume your bear form for a while yet?
I can, but I don't want to do it for her. She is a sin to nature.
Yes, well, let's discuss that where there are less ears that are listening in. He will whisper that to you very quietly.
Hop on, and Talon will turn.
No. He will hold up his hand, and I think we should go for a little drive, the 5 of us.
Mechanics?
Take the cart and head out of town.
Yeah, all right.
Just suddenly acquire a car. Alright, that's it, we're off. See you later.
Sorry, I keep like some weird thing I missed where. Never mind.
No.
Toby being dumb.
Yes, and I being deliberately vague.
Get the cart then.
And the Xanastars will help you push it out of town before allowing you to transform.
Yeah, I'll turn to bear form and pull the cart as far as I can.
Okay. Xanastars will guide Merle and Eliza into the cart. And then do this himself.
Okay, nice.
If I can summon a resplendent warhorse. And then, head as far out of town as possible, as long as Talron's bear form holds up.
Okay.
Which should be about 2.5 hours now?
2.5 hours, yeah.
Are you going back the way you came, or are you heading to new places that you haven't been from this town?
Heading out of town back towards Avonwall.
Okay. So you would know that the path is safe. Okay, yeah. Let me pull you over to somewhere else. This one will do. This one will do.
Before we go, can I do a history check to remember how many candles there were?
Yes, you can.
17. Shouldn't be with advantage. My apologies.
There was 7. 1 blew out, so there are 6 left. Oops, it's not letting me do the thing. There we go. Clicking the mumbling, because that's how I do things. And we're missing Talon, because he didn't copy over for some reason.
Anyway, as soon as Talron shapes out of bear form, the Xanastars will call a halt. And get off his new horse. And say to Talron, you honestly didn't think I was going to actually honor my bargain with that abomination, right?
Never know. I've seen some weird stuff in politics.
Yes, well, my oath is to do good in the world. And allowing this fiend to live is definitely the opposite of that. However, as long as she has those candles of hers, she is going to win any battle of attrition against us. So, we have to find a way to end her influence. However, I fear that that might need some research. So the best place I can think of is back at the chapter house at Avonwall or somewhere else. Given that she expects us back by morning, we have about a day's worth of advantage. Let's get you rested up and continue on our way so you can pull the cart again.
I could pull for another 2 hours, but then I need to rest fully.
I thought you already had one wild shape spent.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm at 0 wild shapes. Yeah, no, I need to rest.
Go ahead, Eliza.
Barely staying upright. Carry on, Hawk.
I could try pulling it with some help after Talon's.
Yeah, you could try both, maybe Thexan and Eliza pulling it together, maybe?
Either that, well, my warhorse isn't actually dismissed, so
True.
we could try to hitch the horse on and follow on foot. For an hour to allow Talron to rest in the cart and then unhitch the warhorse, have him turn back into a bear and continue onwards for 5 more hours.
Oh yeah, 5.
Would that work, Slayer?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, yeah, so we do that.
Alright. And you're heading back to Avonmore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. And I believe I said it was so 2, 4. Yeah, it'll take you about half a day to get back there.
Okay, so we would be back to Avonwall by nightfall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If not a little sooner, probably early evening.
Mm-hmm. On the way, Thexanastras will confer with Talron, Murley, and Eliza. Do you assume that Lady Lola was in on Peggy being a hag? She did advise us to seek her out.
No, I'm not buying it. From what I've heard of her in the stories and the legends, no way Lady Lola is turning us in. Not buying it.
Mind you, all those explosions, I don't know, might have done something to her head.
She may have taken hits, but do we not all take hits and maintain our personality?
We do. However, we aren't left for several decades in retirement to be alone with our thoughts. The tales are, well, not resplendent, but there are examples of heroes of old that have radicalized in their retirement, only to come out of retirement and be more of a hindrance to the world than a help. I'm not saying that this is the case, but I hope you will take an open mind to this matter.
It's a possibility, yeah. But I'd rather not believe that possibility is an option. What I was taught from a child was they were great heroes. And the land I survey and protect now is the land they protected.
Master Talwin, would your mentor have any insights on this matter?
Maybe. I'll try and contact him.
That would be most helpful. I will try to confer with my brothers on this, and sisters if there are any in. There weren't when we last there, but there are plenty of sisters about.
One request. If we're heading back to Avonmore, can we not stay at my home?
You'd rather stay at an inn? That's fine with me.
I'll sleep on the street.
That's more than fine with me.
I'm fine with this stopping here.
All right.
I have 10 more minutes left.
Sounds...
Unless anyone else wants to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. I think here is a good stopping point.
Yeah.
All right. If nobody else wants to say or do anything or mention anything on that journey, then we'll stop here with you arriving back in Avonmore next week. That was a very interesting way of taking that. I did not expect that. I mean, I should now not expect things from you anymore.
Yes, well, I've learned that as well.
As a DM, always expect the last thing you're going to expect.
I had
the thing player's going to latch on instantly.
I had tweaked her other than the hug. I forgot to tweak the hug. I had tweaked her in case you fought her. I suspected you would put the clues together by the time you got back to her after dealing with trolls, so you could potentially be maybe another level higher. But instead, you discovered her way sooner than planned. But yes, for anybody that didn't know about her, that's what when I read very detailed into them, that's what they do. Is they generally live in forests, but they will on occasions seize the opportunity to take a hold in a town and influence the children through coins, which essentially are sending stones and corrupting them. Encouraging them to start off with small pranks and then going into more malicious acts.
Yes, well, we just saw a man murdered in the street. Or at least tried to.
What? Yeah. I brought him back. He's good.
He's now at the blacksmith.
He'll never be the same again, but he's fine.
The joys of living in this town is pretty much what he said to you when you asked him whether he was okay. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed tonight, because I certainly did enjoy what you all did.
Probably enjoys it a lot.
Also, Hawk, it was nice to see you casting some spells this session. So it means you're finding your way around. So that was nice.
Yeah.
And as you saw, they were quite useful spells too.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been screwed without your spellcasting.
Mm-hmm. Right. On that note, I shall shut the stream off. Thank you all for being here, and yeah.
It was my pleasure.